All right. Welcome back. Brock, we're in a new place now.
We are. We are in the crack den.
Yeah, we're in our basement. We're having issues with upstairs in our setup, so we
Got
moved downstairs
some
as
RAM
a
issues.
yeah, for as a temporary measure. We're down here. We're gonna be down here for I don't know, however long it takes. And but Brock, you and I now get to see face to face. We get to see each other in this romantic lighting of our crack
Yes,
den.
this is the romantically lit crack den.
Yeah, but
We have
we're
a
gonna
well
we
over
got
here.
a guy smoking freebasing in the corner. We got him off camera though. We're trying to follow YouTube TOS.
Yeah, we don't. We're good guys.
But
We don't break the rules.
welcome back. It's nice to see you after a while. Today we're gonna be talking about something a little crazy, and the plot's been thickening on this. But what this is Venezuela and the U.S.'s involvement in it. If you've been living under a rock or if you just don't pay attention to this type of shit, I don't blame you. The U.S. government has been conducting airstrikes on boats out of Venezuela that are supposedly, allegedly, by the Trump administration associated with or are directly narco terrorists, which the administration has labeled people who are trafficking fentanyl out of Venezuela. A very, as Brock was telling me beforehand, because I know very little about Venezuela and their what their goings on, but it's basically
Their economy has been destroyed. They
Yeah.
went from being the richest country in South America to the poorest country in South America due to just socialist policies. Or really, it's because they put all of their eggs in one basket with just oil as well. And as a result of it, basically their economy has gone to shit. And the government appears to have been taken over by a illegitimate leader. And since their currency has become so worthless, it's actually worthless. It's actually worth so little that people have started farming RuneScape gold and selling it for money. That's
not even a new development. That's been going on for a while.
yeah,
as I understand.
this has been happening for a decent period of time. But also with the collapse of the government, the Venezuelan government has also been getting into drug trafficking to supplement their income, and a lot of fentanyl has been coming in from South America, Mexico, south of the border, shit like that. It's killing like 107,000 people a year. And they are drone striking boats. But as you may already be aware, here in our drone programs aren't great. Like in the Middle East, we killed like 85% non-combatants. So we're just killing civilians mostly with it. So they're striking these people saying that they're fentanyl traffickers or they're narco terrorists, but how
true.
sure are they of this? Which is you'd want to be really sure you're striking the right targets. But I guess we'll just go ahead and show you the video before we continue to give you more context.
Hold on. This isn't the video. This isn't the striking video. Like
Oh, it's not?
This is
Okay.
the other video. But like, to
Fuck,
add
this
on
too.
to that, like, I don't know if any of you heard this or remember this, but during the Obama administration, one of the real hot button issues behind this drone striking, and Brock, I know you know, the bombing of the Yemeni wedding.
Yeah.
And where that nothing more to it. It was a Yemeni wedding that was mistaken for a terrorist gathering of some sort under the Obama administration, and Obama and blew the fuck out of them, really. And that's another thing a lot of people don't remember about Obama, or people like I guess like choose not to remember about Obama. Bush got a bunch of shit already for drone striking.
Yeah.
Obama increased it by like what was it?
A
Was it
lot.
like
I don't remember how
200% or
much
some
he
shit
really
like that?
he really liked drones.
He really
but
upped it.
he was the drone guy. But you should have known. I mean, Obama. Obama.
a bomber.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. So like you get what you voted for, I suppose.
I mean, he said he's basically came out. I said I was gonna do it. Like
Yeah,
I don't know why you guys are so upset now.
Yeah, and that's another thing dude, that happened so many times. I remember there was one, and I saw the video on Live Leak, and I think that the guy, I forget his name, actually ended up getting locked up for this because he released this to the public and he wasn't supposed to, and I think he got thrown into like a military prison or
No, we
some
got
shit.
another Edward Snowden out there then.
Well, yeah, so it's a drone video, and they strike a bunch of people that were just civilians. So they kill a bunch of people, and then paramedics show up to treat the wounded, and then they killed the paramedics
I
too.
remember you were telling me about that one day. Like, yeah, see, shit like that. So, like, those drone strikes don't only fucking get people. And the thing behind that is, like, under how this is supposed to go, people, just so you know, is, and, like, we're not looking in the camera, like, fuck y'all. How this is supposed to go is once you incapacitate an enemy, you can't double back and fucking hit them again. You can't spin the block on the ops.
Just
even
finish
in
'em
war.
off.
And you know, Brock and I were talking about this. We can talk all day about till the cows come home about the actual application of the adherence to war crimes or not committing war crimes all we want, but like whenever it's blatant to where like the people can actually see it happening, that's whenever it's like up for scrutiny and people, it's possible that no one will get away with these war crimes. That's why there was so much shit over that and the bombing of the Yemeni wedding, which I again don't think anything happened with that. Though there's probably thousands more, but those are the only ones I can that really come to mind besides this. And another thing about the ones that we're talking about, not this that we're going to show, but from what I understand is like a little crash course in war crimes. And again, Brock and I talked about a lot of this before we got on. You're not supposed to do that, obviously. How that's supposed to work is you're supposed to, once you incapacitate an enemy, like you can't just execute them, because that's basically what that is, an execution. Whenever you kill someone who can't really fight back, and then like, you know, what's supposed to happen after that is whatever. But usually with these drug boats, what they would do is they would go arrest them and charge them, and they'd have a day in court.
Yeah.
But since Trump has labeled these fentanyl traffickers, and he specified fentanyl traffickers, let's get that out the way right now. What was happening beforehand is they get arrested and they get a day in court. But since Trump has designated fentanyl traffickers as narco terrorists, they are now enemy combatants if we were fucking back in the Middle East, basically.
Yeah. If you change the definition from like drug dealers to terrorists, that opens up the door for you can kill them.
Yeah, and that closes the door on their ass.
And I think that a lot of them are like legitimately terrorists, like the drug cartels, because like what do?
Yeah.
They cut people's heads off and remove their faces and cut their tongue out through their throat and shit.
Burn people with piles of fires,
yeah,
fucking kill people's families,
and
do all kinds of crazy
kill their
shit.
families, all this shit. Well, what is that? It's like it's to instill terror in people to get them to do what they want. So it's literally terrorism. Some of the shit that they do is actually worse than ISIS. They make ISIS look like fucking saints, some of these people. So I agree, some of them are definitely terrorists.
I get it. I get that. I
yeah,
get the
yeah,
labeling of these people as narco terrorists. That's a very accurate. That's a very accurate and very justified labeling of this group of people. But again, like that, what happens is, like we were just saying, you got to be 100% sure about that.
You got to be really sure of what you're doing. And they have a very, like I stated previously, a very bad track record already when it comes to drone striking people.
Yeah.
You know,
Which it's crazy that you say that, Brock, because of how precise they can get with these actual bombings. Like they could get a motherfucker in an apartment complex and have no damage to anything else. I've had it explained to me through YouTube videos. If I remember the video, I'd pull it up to show you so we can both watch it. But basically, like there was a terrorist in an apartment complex back in the Middle East, and they shot this. They used a drone to shoot this specific type of missile, and it shot into the apartment complex, and like it basically exploded and killed everybody in there, and didn't even cause any damage to the next door neighbors. Like, it was crazy. It's crazy they can get that precise but still be that inaccurate. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but dude, you remember there was that Iranian military guy, general maybe? I don't know. He was an Iranian military dude, and Trump killed him or ordered a killing of him with a drone. And the drone wasn't. It was like it was a missile, but it had no. It didn't have an explosion.
Yeah.
It shot down, and then it went, I think, into the car, and then it shot blades everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was just it ejected blades and just shredded them to death.
Yeah,
No
man.
explosion, nothing. Just like some crazy
Like,
fucking.
bye-bye.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But when
It's fucking crazy that they
yeah.
got that type of shit, ain't it?
it is pretty fucking wild. I was like, Jesus, dude, like they didn't even just being shredded by a bunch of blades. That's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
what a way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a little bit off topic. But what happened with this, where what we're talking about, how it came into prominence, people, is a suspected narco-terrorist drug boat got double tapped by a drone, and then it reached the news, and now there's outcry over it because like the legality of it is questioned because like I said, as we recently discovered, as I recently discovered, and Brock, these people weren't fentanyl traffickers. Actually, they were cocaine traffickers. Now, I know at home people can say tomato. One drug trafficker is always another type of drug trafficker. Like, what? We're splitting hairs there. I can get that argument, but like if they're using this and they're looking after a specific person, or a specific group of people, these people could, whether or not these people were actually associated with any form of cartel outfit is yet to be seen, because we read an article by the AP News, and you can look this article up at home. We're not going to go through the trouble of showing you guys articles in this setup, but the AP News said like, no, these guys weren't fentanyl traffickers. They were cocaine. They were trafficking cocaine. Some of them were regular Joe Schmoes just committing crime. Some of them were career criminals, which could mean anything, not necessarily trafficking, but, robbery, etc. And one guy was a local
It was like a crime boss. So
one
like
guy was a local crime boss. And like, that's wherever you could say like, maybe
if they're affiliated with this crime boss, and then maybe they'd have a reason to strike them.
Yeah, maybe that crime boss was affiliated with the cartel or whatever. But as far as I know, as far as the AP News report has, and as far as the administration themselves was at, they said that they had evidence of doing this, but they didn't get into the nitty-gritty of what the evidence was. So as far as we're concerned, there's no real evidence that this specific bombing, and there have been a lot of them, but this specific bombing with a double tapping of the vessel, there's no evidence that these guys were associated with these narco terrorists in any way, shape, or form, as far as we know. Now, if that comes out later down the line, I'll eat my hat and I'll say, okay, yeah, that actually was true. So I guess by intention, these guys are okay. And like, Brock and I got pretty similar opinions on drugs in general. Like, I got a bit, I'm a bit more thuggish with my approach as far as this shit like this, because all this does is fuel the drug war that's never gonna end. It's gonna be another umpteen-year drug war. But fentanyl is terrible. Like, fuck them. Like,
Yeah,
fentanyl exclusively comes from fucking the cartel, as you were telling me, Brock. Like,
yeah, well, they get a lot of that shit sent in from China, or precursors from China. So China actually, them and the cartel are working together with it. But I'm very liberal in regards to drugs. So the people may think that this is a radical belief, but it is mine. Like, I think that like drugs should be legal, except so fentanyl. I have a different opinion on fentanyl. I think that if it is the case that they are 100% certain that these guys are trafficking fentanyl, I'm actually cool with killing them. And I mean, fuck, we're losing 107,000 people a year to fentanyl overdoses. I mean, we lost our buddy Ben a few years back because he got an oxycodone pill that was counterfeit. And same thing. So here in Colorado, they had the largest fentanyl bust in the state's history, which was they found it in a storage container, and it was all counterfeit. It was like hundreds of pounds of fentanyl, which 2 grains of salt's enough to kill you, all in counterfeit oxycodone pills. Do not be taking oxycodone pills unless you test them now, because you'll, like our buddy Ben, die of a fentanyl overdose. Our roommate Darren, he was hooking up with this Jewish chick, and her friend went to a party. I don't know how else to describe her.
No, I'm giving you shit. I'm giving you shit. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so her friend went to a party, ripped a line of coke, and she died of a fentanyl. Fentanyl and coke, dude. There was, here in Colorado again, in Commerce City, there were 5 people. They were all doing cocaine, and this happened maybe a couple of years ago now. All 5 of those people died of a fentanyl overdose doing coke. So that's the thing. Why would there be fentanyl in your coke? Because you want to be speeding on coke. You don't want to be nodding off. And we got all these people, like, you can't even rip a line of coke and not expect to not die of a fentanyl overdose.
You're playing Russian roulette with your lines.
Yeah. People are dying of, they're popping Adderall and still dying of fentanyl overdoses. So, so it's literally, they're counterfeiting shit. Mac Miller, he died from a counterfeit oxycodone pill with fentanyl. Little Peep, not that I really listen to him, but just providing examples.
I mean, he's still a person.
Yeah. He died because there was fentanyl in his Xanax. So that's a benzodiazepine. Again, not even an opiate. And then he, died of a fentanyl overdose taking Xanax. I think Mike K. Williams. Wait.
Yeah, Michael, you saying it right. Michael K. Williams, Irish from Battlefield. Omar from The Wire.
Fentanyl in his heroin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm providing.
No, I think he was doing coke, man.
It was coke again?
Yeah, it was coke. I don't think he was doing heroin. Because
really?
I believe, if I'm pretty sure it was coke, but I believe also comedian Kate Quigley was there doing the coke with him, and she lived, unfortunately. I'm kidding. But, Michael K. Williams died of that.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys know of somebody.
Fucking statistically speaking, I'm sure.
Yeah, so many people know so many people that have died. Like, it's because it's poisoning. It's not even it's not even the drugs you're asking for, and you're getting that, and you're dying. And 107,000. People dying of fentanyl overdoses a year is a lot. Like, I think we killed like 80,000 in Hiroshima or something. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like fucking Hiroshima bombing every fucking year. I think
year.
less people die from car accidents by that. And
55,000 car accidents.
So like about twice as many people die of fentanyl overdoses than car accidents.
Yeah, it's bad. And like I said, again, I really, really support. I think that all drugs should be legal. That might be radical, but that is my belief. But fentanyl, if you're trafficking fentanyl, I 1,000,000% support killing those people. I agree with that. But, are these people killing cocaine traffickers? I don't know about that.
Let them in.
Let them in. I want some cocaine, man. Flood
Trump
it.
was probably wiping his fucking nose free of this shit that night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that about Trump.
It's a different story. And a lot of other drugs, like even like meth and heroin, are really, really fucking bad. Like, that's no good. But I think that if you should be able to take drugs, but if you commit crimes on the drugs, you need to go to jail. But fentanyl is it seems like almost intentional murder.
Yeah. Like you're just dying from that shit. Like, it has no. Fuck, man. I'm not saying the other drugs have much utility behind them either, but especially some of the harder ones like fucking meth and shit like that. Yeah. But man, fentanyl is just bad all around. That, trank, and I can't think of the other one, but whatever. Like all those super bad drugs that cause necrosis and shit like that.
Yeah, like crocodile or something.
Yeah, crocodile. Thank
rot
you.
Your skin off and shit.
Yeah, necrosis of your fucking flesh and shit like that, and just fucking kills you. Ooh, and here's my thing about it. Like, I've been a heavy studier of the fucking war on drugs because, like, for a little bit of context, a bunch of my family are criminals, and a bunch of the males in my family are criminals. It's me and a few other males that don't really have a record because of stupid shit like that. Not necessarily drugs, but just in general, never been arrested, don't have felonies, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not gonna say whiches because like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. But they've sold drugs, served their time for selling drugs, and went on with their life, changed their lives for the better and stuff like that. It's not like that repeat offenders or habitual offenders to this day. Hey, have actually turned their lives around and stuff like that because it cost them years of their life. But in the same thing, it all stems from a bullshit thing. It goes back as far as like the distinguishment between sentences for crack cocaine and regular cocaine,
Even though they're the same drug,
same fucking drug,
it's
just one's cooked down and one not. Like
one
one's
you can
pan fried,
smoke.
yeah, one you can smoke,
yeah.
and one you can snort. And it goes back to the heavy penalties, minimum sentences, like that.
Yeah,
famous,
mandatory minimums.
Yeah,
And also, not to cut you off, but in the 80s, our government, the CIA, was trafficking cocaine into the country to fund a war in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
So our government was flooding these communities with the coke, and Freeway Ricky Ross, he was cooking all that up into crack. And was so the government was supplying selling drugs and mainly to the black community, and then threw all those people in jail.
Basically, as to how that applies today, the U.S. government is a fucking narco terrorist by that extent. If you really want to get down to it like that. But yeah, that just the all-round ineffectiveness of it, of all the policies that came from the drug war. Don't just say no. Fucking the nonstop PSAs and stuff. Dare to this fucking day.
Dare didn't do a motherfucking thing. That's a massive failure.
Motherfucking thing. Like even to this day, even with this day, like as it's been modernized, Dare doesn't even talk about fucking weed anymore because the general consensus is that everybody's for like the legalization of marijuana, and it's not as bad as
alcohol.
The government and shit made it turn out to be. But it don't even go as far as actual drugs like that. Like Dare was a failure in curbing alcohol use amongst minors, cigarette use amongst minors, basically any fucking thing. I can only imagine that cigarette shit or nicotine, if you want to say it like that, has only gone up with the advent of vapes, the invention of vapes, excuse me. It's that our government has been putting in tens of it's got to be billions of dollars at this point towards the funding of fighting this drug war that's got no end in sight. It's basically the drug war has gone on longer than the Middle Eastern war, and it took 20 years for us to lose that war because what happened when we moved out? Shit just popped right back up. I think if we just stopped the drug war shit today, nothing would fucking change. It wouldn't get any worse. I'm not saying it would get any better unless policies were aimed towards actually fucking treating addiction instead of
that's what they do in many European countries, was because they did it, they decriminalized drugs in, was it Oregon? I think it was Portland, right?
In Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, and then
with no fucking plan.
With no plan, and then of course drug use exploded, and then they had homeless drug addicts everywhere because people were moving from all across the country into Portland just to do drugs.
Yeah, these jet-setting drug addicts.
Yeah, yeah, but the U.S. medical system is so fucked up. You see what they did in like Portugal or all like these other European countries. I think it was Portugal. They provide free healthcare, free treatment. It costs you like I don't know how much money, like
fucking 5 pennies.
Yeah, well,
5 quarters, 6 dimes, 3 nickels, and a penny to fucking get treated for drugs and shit like that.
You step on a snake out here, and then your health insurance denies you. It'll cost you $1.5 million. That's not even a joke. Like, how much is it for treatment? I have rehabilitation. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example from this is all connected. Believe it or not, guys, we're just going long on this topic to kind of flesh this shit out on our stances as far as this is concerned. But it's a book, Brock. I have the book, and I really recommend you read it sometimes if you want to read it. America the Farewell Tour by Chris Hedges, and he goes into the opioid epidemic and the effects of that on actual real people. And there was this one woman whose family spent tens of thousands of dollars on rehabilitation treatment.
Yeah, you see,
all
that's
for
exactly
it to relapse, and her actually fucking die from relapsing.
Yeah,
like it doesn't always work out here. And I'm not saying that's just because she did. I mean, fuck, tens of thousands of dollars. How much money are you reasonably expected to spend on outpatient care for fucking drug addiction before you're actually able to cure. What's the price of getting cured of an addiction?
How are you as a homeless drug addict gonna afford
Yeah,
tens of
that's another
thousands
fucking
of?
thing.
How are you gonna afford healthcare that's tens of thousands of dollars? You can't. If it were free, like if they decriminalized drugs across the country and then had free rehabilitation for all these people, and they had people outreach and go into these areas and communities to provide the actual services to them and show them where to go, maybe provide them, the housing at the time and this, that, and the third, the drugs to wean themselves off. If they had compassion and tried to, because that's how it worked in Portugal.
Well, here's the thing about that, Brock. They actually do have these sort of things. It's not state run. It's not an actual. It's not something the local or national government is trying to make an attempt at doing. There are these specific outreach programs by these privatized companies or private people. It's not. I'm not even going to say corporations. Like, get the fuck out of here. They don't. They want you to do more drugs so they can make a buck. But Channel 5. Andrew Callahan. Channel 5 Live Hollywood Advice. Yeah, like they did a few videos about this guy in Vegas who does it. Whenever they talked about the supposed mole people, and I'm not calling them mole people. I think that's fucking dehumanizing. But the people who live in the tunnels underneath the casinos and stuff in Vegas and stuff like that. He also went in to talk about the people because drugs is a lot of the reason why they're down there. They're not doing anything because they're not bettering their situation because they're addicted to drugs. And that's not all of them, but that is a lot of them. Even they said that themselves, the people he interviewed in the thing in Channel 5 interviewed in the video, and they met up with this guy who actually does what you're describing as. It's just those type of things are far and few in between. And Andrew Callahan also went into Portland and talked about that. And I remember that was, I usually, I'm not going to say I'm hard set in all of my beliefs, but I did have an opposing belief as to like actually getting them fucking needles and shit like that. And I'm not saying that I was like, fuck them, fuck you, you shouldn't be doing that type of shit. But I am saying I did have a preconceived notion like maybe this isn't helping. But yeah, I also hadn't thought about what you had said of like, yeah, these drugs are decriminalized, but there's no real support system to help them get off of drugs provided by the state either. And there was this one guy who was like basically a courier service, but for clean needles and stuff like that. And he broke down his story about how his uncle was deep in the shit, and he ended up, I don't remember if he said he had ended up getting clean or if he had passed and stuff like that. But that was a real convincing thing to me because I was like, if this is this guy's story, I wonder how many people are affected in this way. And like this guy is just trying to make it to where like, yeah, we can all agree that doing drugs isn't necessarily good for you, but like, or a net positive for society by whatever definition of it you want to see. But is it also good just to see these motherfuckers rotting and dying on the side of the street? And I say no, and that was his thing behind it. But just for the sake of moving the conversation on, that's my thing. Like, I don't like this whole thing the administration is doing is because it's fun. It's adding more fuel to the fire that is the drug war, and we're gonna be funding this shit forever because that is taxpayer money. It's not like this money is coming up out of thin air. And Trump, I will say this, I do remember this. One of Trump's main points, I remember he said this on the Joe Rogan podcast. A fucking crazy statement that is. But he said that what he wanted to do was decrease the national deficit, and it seems like every time we turn around, we spending more money. But this is what Brock was talking about with the fucking the large drug bust.
Continue to drive traffic.
Counterfeit
The Drug
fucking
Enforcement
pills.
Yeah.
Administration says the latest fentanyl bust in Colorado resulted in the largest ever seizure of the drug in the state's history. Colorado Bureau of Investigation says that seizure of nearly 2 million counterfeit
this
pills
is how they print them.
laced with fentanyl is part of a larger investigation. Investigators say those pills were found.
That motherfucking pill farm going, ain't it?
Yeah, and those are just like, they're all counterfeit oxys. It's fentanyl in it, and like look, I think that they show the bags. There's bags and bags and bags of these. Like one of these is enough to kill most people. I mean, it killed our buddy Ben.
Someone bought a storage unit
Look how
at
many,
auction.
dude.
After buying the unit, the buyer found what appeared to be illicit drugs.
Yeah, look at that shit. Just bags and bags of them.
Yeah, for the sake, I don't know how this is coming out on the camera, and again, forgive us, guys, but it looks like these baggies, like on the low end, I'm counting them right now. It's like a bunch of bags of fucking.
It's hundreds of pounds.
It's about 8 big ass fucking soccer ball sized bags, all bundled up into a trash bag together, and it's like at least 8 of them motherfuckers in a bag per bag, and it's like, I don't know what that number says, but whatever.
I think it's 115. That might be the weight.
I thought that looks like a 4. I don't know, whatever.
But here's another thing too. I don't have we gotten to this oil tanker yet?
No, I was gonna get to that next. We just kind of went on to a detour with this fucking thing.
Yeah,
we'll show them this, then we'll go on about that
operation out of Mexico, impacting more than just Colorado.
It is also indicative that the Mexican cartels continue to traffic significant quantities of fentanyl to Colorado, and the seizure has been tied to active DEA investigations involving federal, state, and local partners, touching 6 different states as well as Mexico, targeting the Sinaloa cartel.
The DEA says this is the 6th largest fentanyl seizure in the U.S.
Right here in our backyard, bro.
yeah, dude. Like what?
That's
crazy.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I wish they showed the nigga that they arrested.
That happened like 3 weeks ago. Like that's recent, dude.
Yeah.
Biggest fentanyl bust in state
right
history.
Before Christmas, right before Thanksgiving. Get a little bit of fucking fentanyl with your turkey.
Yeah. But yeah, this is basically what we're after here is so we seized a oil tanker, saying that they're saying
for Diddy.
Yeah, they're saying several different things. Yeah, the Diddy needs his oil, but yeah, dude, like so. We're seizing oil tankers because we're saying that they were selling the oil to terrorists, but then they said it was because of fentanyl. But they're making it.
God knows why we fucking doing this.
We're stealing the oil.
We want to
stay. Here's another thing about Venezuela. Before we get any further into this, Venezuela has like the largest oil reserves in South America, but also I believe them to have like more oil reserves than any other place in the world. Like even more than a lot of these Middle Eastern places. Like it's one of the densest oil reserves on Earth, if not the most, plentiful area on Earth that has oil. And so that's mainly how Venezuela had all of their money. And we all know how much we love oil here in America.
Yeah.
That's why we 9/11'd ourselves to go get all the oil.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're done with the Middle East. We're going to go in there and we're going to try to tackle this crazy, illegitimate fentanyl trafficking dictator guy. That's the excuse we're going to use. But we really just want to start stealing all the oil. And, I recently, I filled up my tank for $40. Like I got.
Is that the fucking silver lining behind all this, bro?
Maybe
These motherfuckers could have got their brains blown out. Could have had the windows painted with gray matter, and fucking you're only spending $40.
$40 on my tank, dude. Yeah. Pre-pandemic levels used to cost $70 when it was the worst. $40 fill my tank. That's pretty good. But
the silver lining,
silver lining to it.
But we'll let this play a little bit for you folks.
US President Donald Trump has said that US forces had seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. US Attorney General Pam Bondi posted this video on social media, showing people fast roping from a helicopter to the deck and moving around with weapons drawn. Bondi said the tanker was involved in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations.
By the way, these motherfuckers that they showing, they just clocking in to work another day. Like, if they kill a motherfucker, they kill a motherfucker. That's how they say it. That's the most sociopathic part about this shit. Like, I keep forgetting about that. These motherfuckers that work at these special forces, they'll kill you. Like, they'll just indiscriminately, they'll be like, well, we shot a fucking guy.
Yeah, but like, is this? Are they selling this oil to terrorists? Like, I don't.
We don't know.
We don't know. We want to take that oil, dog. We're just jacking shit. We're bullying the fuck out of Venezuela right now. Yeah,
I mean, there's a general who got a bit of renown, not even renown, a bit of fame or notoriety, whichever one works best. Behind saying this, with the U.S. government, the U.S. military is like a hammer, and when you got a hammer, everything's got to look like a nail. And I think Venezuela is starting to look more like an L each day that goes by. And yeah, I said this earlier to say it a third time for Brock hearing this, but for the sake of y'all hearing this, Trump's doing one of his not even a move he made, not even a move that's gonna end with him, but one of his more prominent signature moves. What he's doing is he's using a problem that we all can agree with, which is on a larger scale, drug trafficking, but on a very specific scale, fentanyl drug trafficking is so bad in this country, which has provable evidence with it. Like you said,
up, dude.
It's so bad to where like now what we're gonna start fucking actually eradicating these motherfuckers that are bringing this into, which on paper sounds like, which on paper is like okay, like you can get down with the legality of that. Like I said, like it. To double tap a motherfucker is a war crime, even though they are labeled as narco terrorists. But before then, they just arrest them and then they try them in court and stuff like that. But since we all think, pretty much, I couldn't think of anybody who would disagree that that's not bad. Fentanyl traffickers aren't bad. He's labeled them as a narco terrorist as a means to justify whatever happens to them. And it's like, well, they are fucking terrorists. So what do you want me to do? I saw you watch a video, a couple weeks ago, whenever this actually broke, Brock, with Asmongold, where he was like, yeah, fuck him, like and you know, his sentiment is echoed by a bunch of other people. Don't even have to bet on, I can guarantee. But since they're narco terrorists, like he just said, now they're saying that this fucking oil tanker was supplying oil to fucking foreign terrorists and stuff like that with no fucking evidence so far. The only evidence we have is that they say that, and they say that their evidence is that intelligence said that, which goes back to the fucking boats that got struck, that they said their intelligence is their narco terrorists, but they were hauling cocaine and not fentanyl, and there's no known affiliation to any sort of cartel ring or anything like that. Like, it's like you said, like a hop, skip, and a leap, and here we are. We're about to have the Middle East right there in South America. We're gonna have this South American war for 20 years, probably a lot less because, you know, whatever. Even the people of Venezuela don't fuck with Maduro, as you were telling them earlier. And we're gonna use this as this designation and the goings on in Venezuela, which we didn't give a fuck about before now, as a reason to go in there and take their fucking oil.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go take the oil, and the thing is, like, I don't doubt that in the slightest with Trump either, because I remember they had gotten really pissed off at Trump whenever he was originally running for his first term, where he was basically saying that, yeah, let's take the oil in the Middle East. We need to take the oil. We want the oil. Like,
I forgot about
he
that.
Literally, he was legitimately saying, yes, let's steal the oil. Like, he wasn't cutting, because I mean, we were stealing the oil to begin with, but they don't want to say it out loud. They do not want to be saying it out loud. That's why they were so fucking mad that he was just blatantly saying, let's steal the oil. So with him saying that and being so upfront about that within the past, he's going to do the same thing here. He's just going to jack the oil.
Yeah, Trump came out and he was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Come on now.
And like I said, it's very rich in oil. It's, if your goal is to steal oil, this is going to be the place you want to do it.
You got a nice soft target right here.
Yeah, and they
got not that far off the fucking not that far off our borders either.
Not that far away. And a matter of fact, yeah, you're right. And then
yeah, we'll let this play a little bit more.
Seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually.
What happens to the oil on that ship?
Well, we keep it.
you see? What did I fucking say? Whoa, well, we keep it.
We keep it. I was about to pause it to say we keep it, but he beat me fucking to it.
Well, thanks, Trump, because like my gas, I'm going snowboarding tomorrow. Like, it's you'd be driving far up in those mountains. I need that oil. Thanks for giving me some oil.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe the price of an oil change will go down too.
Yeah.
A US official identified the seized tanker as the Skipper. The ship departed Venezuela around December 2nd, with around 2 million barrels of heavy crude, roughly half of it belonging to a Cuban state-run oil importer. That's according to documents from state-owned companies.
Now Cuba's gonna get the shit into the stick on this.
Yeah, we're like by proxy jacking some of Cuba's oil.
Yeah.
company Petróleos de Venezuela S.A. Venezuela's interior minister called the seizure an act of international piracy.
Which it is.
Yeah, it appears to be so.
Which it blatantly is.
Lo que ellos quieren es robarse nuestro petróleo. Robárselo.
I don't know if the fucking subtitles.
Okay,
are
I'll
gonna
go.
come
Yeah, I
out.
don't know if you guys can read it, but what this guy is basically saying, the subtitles, is what they want is to steal our oil, to steal it.
Robarse nuestro
Yes.
oro. Robárselo.
To steal our gold. They want to steal our gas.
Quieren robarse nuestro gas. Se lo quieren robar. Se quieren robar nuestra
They want to steal our water.
agua. Robársela. Porque no la quieren pagar. No la quieren pagar.
Because they don't want to pay. Yeah.
Venezuela has the world's largest proven
So
oil.
basically, we want to steal all their natural resources because we don't want to fucking pay for it.
Yeah, but did you hear it right there? It said world's
No, I
largest
didn't. Hold
oil
on.
reserves. Go back just a little bit and play it.
No la quieren pagar.
Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves, producing around 1 million barrels a day. Its state-owned oil company is the backbone of the country's economy. Using US forces to seize the tanker is an unusual move and is the latest push by the Trump administration to increase pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who has
I
been
will say this,
guy
fuck Maduro, because he's not even, you know, the people aren't seeing that oil money, so it's better off in our pockets. Put the oil in our
Look, I
pockets.
want to show you something.
pushed by the
You
Trump.
see that guy right there? You see that black Venezuelan guy? You see how he's reaching for Maduro's fucking
Yeah,
neck?
he's trying to rip his face off.
administration
You ruined my
to
fucking
increase
country.
pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, but the fucking secretary whatever said it right. They just said it. You'd think my retention rate would be a bit better than that, but it's not right now. He said it best. The U.S. is trying to make a move on the fucking oil, the gold, and to a lesser extent the gold and fucking water. Because what happened the last time we were stealing oil? Our fucking economy was booming and shit was all right, Brock. Like,
Yeah.
shit was very good until 2008, and yeah, and Trump's kind of, I guess he's trying to do part two of that, where we make $1 billion and maybe our economy fucking stables out another few years until, I don't know, maybe 2035 or 2040.
And Trump said it himself, you know, what do we do with the oil? After he was like, oh, well, we keep it, obviously.
What the fuck you think
Well, yeah,
we do?
well,
we
we're
dumping
gonna-
it in oil, you
yeah.
dumbass. Get the fuck out of here.
We're stealing this shit. This is
Yeah,
ours now.
This is ours now.
They were selling it to terrorists or something. I don't know, something. So it's ours.
They were selling it to fucking they were selling it to Yakub. Like,
Yeah, so, you know, whatever excuse they need to make up, it's really easy to just take it. So,
yeah, they were selling it to the motherfuckers who. What's the name of the motherfuckers from Dead Space? That cult.
oh, fuck, man, I can't remember.
Well, fuck it. I ruined the joke. They're selling it to the fucking. They're selling it to the Reach rebels, the Reach fucking insurrectionists that killed George and fucking Emil and Kat and all them on fucking Halo Reach. That's who they're
He
selling
should
it
just
to.
give Halo lore on his, like, just live on TV. Just the most bullshit excuse ever.
Yeah, they're selling it to the Covenant.
They're selling it to the Covenant. Master Chief told me so.
Yeah, Master Chief told me they're selling it to the Covenant. The fucking the fucking Jacks from Jack from Jack and Daxter told me that they're selling it to the precursors to end all human civilization or some shit. They're selling it to the monsters in Silent Hill. What are they doing with it? Who fucking knows? But whatever.
Yeah.
They're selling it to Pax Armada from NATO says they're selling it to Pax Armada from Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there you have it, folks.
And this is also none of this is this is something we've been doing for a while now.
Yeah, this ain't new.
This is not new, but now we're just doing it to a different kind of people.
And we're doing it out in the open now with the advent of social media and the internet and everything, which is probably why there's a big push to have digital IDs and all that other bullshit, some sort of way to identify yourself online under these they falsely say it's under the greater or good, whatever. You know, you can say it's to stop kids from watching fucking sex on the internet or whatever the fuck you want to say. No, it's so that they can find out who's saying this so they can deliver a fucking bullet to your head through express mail with 2-day shipping. But yeah, so like none of this is new. This is all more or less the same.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
And
my name
oh
is
fuck, excuse me. I'm subscribed to AP News because I fuck with them. But this is more or less the same, and here we go.
Yeah.
Well, Brock, do you have anything else to say besides that we didn't say? We ran for a fucking while.
Enjoy the cheap gas. And I guess I'll just leave on that note.
Enjoy the cheap gas and oil-based products.
Yeah. You see, he's pulling through on the fucking gas.
He's gonna hook you up. You
No
want
oil.
gas to be $2 again? Gas is gonna be free if we fucking do this. Gas is gonna be damn near free.
Yeah, Trump is delivering on the gas. You don't need to really question too much about the logistics about it. Just be happy that the price is going down.
Yeah. Enjoy the spoils of war. But anyway, this is Black and White. This is whatever. This is a longer episode, so I guess this is the podcast for the month. Sorry, we've been slacking. Like I said, we're in a different setup because Brock was having some issues with his computer as far as editing, and this is a workaround we got. Yeah, it probably looks terrible from your end, but
You should be able to hear it fine at least. It may not look fantastic, but yeah, I've been having so much trouble with that editing shit only to discover that it was a hardware issue. So we'll go ahead and we're going to try to make sure to pump out at least one of these a week now because we've kind of really been stunting on it considering the hardware issues. But once
that and scheduling issues, honestly,
scheduling issues too. We have to work for a living. We're working pieces of shit.
Yeah, we're blue collar scumbags.
We're throwing our life in the garbage.
Yeah,
but we are working on it.
Yeah.
So
thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we're out.
Later.